joining in. Sanjiv, so much to chat about. Why don't we start with the big news at Kotak Bank? What's your view on, the big earnings from there, the big reshuffle, as well as ICICI Bank's quarterly performance?
Yeah, good morning. Awan, firstly, congratulations. We beat New Zealand after 20 years, 19 years in the World Cup. So that was a lot of cheer. And you have to deal with the market volatility. So I thought the earnings of banks were very, very strong, given that there's been cost pressures and NIMs have declined. But volumes and credit growth is very, very strong. Now, there will be a school of thought which will weigh down what the performance of the new MD is going to be on for Kotak. But so Kotak could be, in a little bit of a range, I would say. There will be a school of thought which will wait for his performance and so on. But ICICI, RBL, Yes Bank, you name the bank and they've come out with the numbers which have beaten the street. I still go with ICICI. I think that is definitely one stock which is headed higher. And we'll take it from there. But on the whole, bank credit growth has been very, very superlative. And NPAs are actually on the lowest I've seen in the last 16 quarters. So I would be overweight on Bank Nifty actually as an index.
Okay. And in the next couple of days, we've got big numbers. There's Tech Mahindra, Axis Bank, Asian Paints, Reliance Industries. Why don't we get your take, given the spate of underperformance that we've seen from RIL, what the street is working with, Sanjiv?
Yeah, so we've been contrarian and we've said that this is the time to put your money into Reliance. We know GRMs are low, we know that, but on the other hand, ARPUs are very, very strong. Retail numbers are only telling you what the consumer is spending, and they're all to chemicals. I think they will come out with standout numbers there, given that they've had a fair amount of inventory, and that will add that to their margins. And secondly, Aman, all the sum of part businesses, if you valued Reliance Retail at something like 9.5 lakh crore, then 6 lakh crore for the rest of the, sum of parts is extremely on the lower side. I still put my neck out on Reliance. Second would be Axis Bank. This transition of Citibank has now played out fully, and I think their credit dispatch numbers will again be very strong. Plus, they've added more numbers on the credit card business, and I think Axis is actually one stock which actually has been re-rated, but it can further see re-rating. Asian Paints, according to me, will have digested the price of rising crude, but it has 53% of the decorative segment, so they would definitely be able to pass on those numbers, and that again will come out with reasonably good numbers.
Okay. What about Paytm? I know you're bullish on the counter. The fact that we had the losses narrow this quarter, brokerages are bullish, and the management is talking about tailwinds as well in the next few quarters. Where do you see Paytm headed, Sanjiv? And for those who've missed the bus, is now a good time to buy?
So, Aman, firstly, as a disclosure, Paytm is in our top 4 portfolio pick in the fintechs, and we have it in our portfolio for the most of our clients as a disclosure. And we are very bullish. We are not looking at the next 3-4 quarters, which are going to show sequentially improvement, but the next 2 years only belong. You yourself see around you, you cannot exist without Paytm. Now, there will be competition, but their NBFC, which is going to do this Kirana lending and so on, which they advised, is, and it's picking up stream. I think this stock is definitely headed higher, 1,500 to 1,700 maybe in the next 2 years, but who knows? The surprise can come from the numbers. And I think that the way they are expanding, the commentary from the management is extremely positive. So Paytm is a buy now. I mean, it's at new highs, but also add on declines for whatever reasons, if the weakness in the market or for whatever reason you get. But please add this stock in your portfolio. These stocks, don't weigh them from the highs or the lows. Weigh them from being at a medium place where the fintech business is gathering a lot of steam.
Okay, that's the view coming in on Paytm. Meanwhile, just getting your take then on the likes of Mahanagar Gas, IGL, etc. Have you tracked these companies on the fundamental side, Sanjiv?
Yes, Avan, and it's like calling the lion much before. We are talking of 2030. The Delhi government has always had an acrimonious relationship with the LG. And let me tell you, you don't have the adequate number of EV stations. If EV stations have to come, they will come through the network of IGL. 11% of CAG aggregators business is through IGL. And I think the hybrid model is unbeatable. It will continue. CNG anyway is the new name. It is actually diesel which you are doing away with, which is a fair point. But I think the expansion they've just got from the PNGRB, more states in Western UP, more places in around Haryana, and I think they are only going to guarantee. I think 400 rupees is a very, very good point to enter IGL. Also, you must remember that cab aggregators have enough loopholes of 20 cars and so on and so forth, which will be done away with. And I don't think anything is going to happen before the budget or the elections. This is all going to be, it's been in the talk for more than 1 year. Now, obviously, some people are forcing 2025-26 earnings. The management itself has guided that we will be in a very strong position on numbers, on volumes, on growth, and the new transition of EV charging also. So I agree that EV is a visible threat, but 2030 is miles down. I think this stock is headed first to 650, and then we'll take it. But MGL has come out with no bad news. It is just that these are slightly overrun by some of the FIs, so there could have been a panic sell-off. And on forlorn numbers of next 2-3 years, I think you should be using this decline to buy. These are very, very steady return compounders, and I see no negative as far as just the news flow, and that is all on rumors basically.
All right, fair enough. That's the view coming in. Meanwhile, what's the outlook on cement? It's been in a bit of a sweet spot. What is your expectation when it comes to numbers? How have you read into some of the large caps, etc.?
So Ultratech is the stock to watch. The numbers were very, very strong, and also watch out that now the price rise actually comes. This quarter and the next are the best for cement. And Aman, you're missing the wood for the trees. Look at commercial. Look at roadways. By the way, another stock which is proxy to that has been IRB Infra, which has hit new highs, and it's telling you road development, commercial real estate. It's not for no reason that DLF is hitting new highs. The input cost has to be cement. So I would still put my money on Ultratech and Ambuja and ACC. You can add a Dalmia cement because of the recent acquisition of JP. Now they get a large part of the they got a large part of the share in MP. And I think cement is actually the harbinger of good times coming on both the capex and the infrastructure side.
Okay, let's also talk about Bajaj Finance. While, of course, upgrades trickled in after its earnings, and this morning as well, Macquarie has upgraded it to an outperform from the earlier underperform. They've hiked the target price as well to a good 91.90 from the earlier 6,300. So that's a very steep upgrade coming in its price target. Having said that, the stock, of course, languished after its numbers. And on Thursday, I think it was down about almost 2%. Friday, that fell by about another 1%. Sanjiv, you think one should be buying Bajaj Finance at such declines?
Yeah, good morning. So Aisha, Bajaj Finance is the numero uno of NBFCs and powering its way through. Its delivery numbers, its raising of capital all indicate that growth and credit growth is going to be very, very strong in the coming few quarters. We all have to live in a space where these stocks are overowned by FIs, and when there is some ETF sell-off, then generally you will sell Reliance, HDFC, Bajaj Finance, and some of the others, some of the PSUs which you've seen. But I think Bajaj Finance is a pedigree stock. According to me, this is headed higher. It will drive the Nifty. That's why I think the Bank Nifty, the Fin Nifty, all those are now going to be the shoulder which were underperforming actually can outperform. So Bajaj Finance numbers and guidance and the raising of capital all bode well for their outlook. The stock has always been expensive, but I think any decline here closer to 7,500 would be the best opportunity for 2024.
Right. The other dhamaka earning today is going to be Poonawalla FinCorp, and curious to see how the street is going to be reacting to those numbers. The revenue uptick of over 62%, EBITDA jump up of 73.5%, and the PAT as well has sizably bloated all the way to 860 odd crore rupees. And Sanjiv, even the con call takeaways have been very, very positive. The management has guided for NIMs to be over 10%. They're saying that they're going to be catering to better credit quality customers. They've guided that partnership AUM will be over 10% by March 2024. I don't know if you've studied Poonawalla FinCorp closely.
So Aisha, we had a buy on this closer to those 300, 320 levels when the initiation of the Poonawalla group was taken into this NBFC. And we know that credit has not, capital has not been a problem. Now to guide for 10% NIMS is actually very, very strong. But given that the base is small, you can exist, these NIMS may last for some time. After that, they will plateau down. But it also is indicating how NBFCs have actually taken the case from Chola to Bajaj, you name it, and they've been outperformers. So I think this is a perfect mid cap to add to. Only thing is that a large part of the NIM, high NIMs will be over a period of time neutralized, given that they want to expand their business. But it is one of the pedigree stocks which is operating very, very well, and the management is extremely cash. It has no problems of raising cash and holding cash because it's a cash-rich company. So I think this is a very, very good small mid cap to add to your portfolio. We also like in this space LIC Housing Finance, which I think will come out with very, very stellar numbers, given that their NIMs will actually start to accrete on the upside, and their NPS will fall sharply.
Okay, Sanjiv, always good to have you on the show, and festival greetings. Happy Navratras and of course happy Dussehra as well in advance.
Same to you, Aisha, and to all the viewers. This Dussehra is going to be rocking. Just watch how we will flare up till Diwali.
Okay, fingers crossed on that one. Kunal, would you concur with the view that it's going to be a sparkling Diwali?
Yeah, I
and
think
we've consolidated already